Hello and welcome to another video in this series where I'm looking at new features in version 3.3. Now this one's not part of the Create and Analyze bundle. It's actually comes from Farouk Master and his team. It's called the Master Score, and it's a separate add-on that you can buy. And when you have it, it comes up as one of the analysis strategies. And essentially, to make it work, you need 5 symptoms, and you need to do some underlining of your symptoms. And there's a little pop-up message that comes up when you build an analysis and first try to load the master score that suggests both of these things. So the master score uses the algorithm prominence, but it also adds an interesting factor of like an author verification score, if you like. So you see here in the rubric for copious menses, we have ambrogrysia is mentioned in the Boninghausen repertory, also the Boja repertory, Berwick, Kent, and by Massimo Mangialavori clinically. So ambrogrysia and ammonium carb, these ones with more authors will get a higher rating. And generally the classical authors where there were more, cases with which to confirm those remedies, they're going to get a better score than ones that are just single proving, only one author reference there will get a lesser score. So it's a way to root yourself in the traditional remedies. And so this repertorization can be looked at in a number of ways. Here we've got 19 remedies covering the totality, some very well-known classical remedies, but also lesser known ones like Lycian, Bufo, tuberculinum. And they all cover the totality, and you can see from the asterisks that I've used the cross references as well to combine different rubrics. So if I go to let's see now, if I go to generals, light from aggravates, if we see here, there's also mine sensitive to light, which I will have combined. Okay, that's the basic gist, and that gives you sort of larger rubrics to work with. So let's see what happens if we turn on the master score. So the first thing you'll see is that some of those lesser known remedies disappear, and you get a more traditional analysis. Also that because we're now using prominence, the sum of symptoms doesn't matter so much, so that you get remedies like sepia coming through even though they're not covering the whole totality. Likewise with arsenicum, aconite, and lycopodium silica. So we're looking more at a match between, when a remedy is very high grade in a certain symptom, it comes through. So you're more matching the genius symptoms and keynotes using this strategy, if you like, which is good. And if we go down onto page 2, you can see even then still tuberculinum is coming later down the list. It's a good way to avoid making mistakes and keeping you rooted in the traditional literature and the master clinicians of, our forefathers in homeopathy. The other thing that you can do is to utilize the views of synthesis alongside the master score, and that allows you to be a bit more creative and think outside the box with it. So we can, make it even more traditional by going back to the Hahnemannian era. We could go to Kent's repertory. We see sepia coming first now. If we were using a kingdom approach, we could, limit to minerals or plants or animals. We could also look at just the families. And we could change it so we're looking just at provings, or even only recent provings. And then if we switch back here to sum of symptoms, then we can get back to the standard repertorization. Interesting, but we're not on page 1, are we? Oh, we are. Seems to be different now. Why is that? Full repertory. There we go. Sum of symptoms sorted degree. I think that was just looking at sum of symptoms, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so you can play around and use the master score to get an idea of what, you can ask, what would Farouk do in this situation? So it's another handy addition to your toolkit. Thanks for watching.